Hey, it's Hammer giving you the last of my series of holiday battle reports that I played with my High Elf ally. So, this time we've combined two 1500 point armies to go against 3000 points of Tomb Kings in a siege-like scenario that I'll explain in a minute. So, first on the deployment on the bottom right, I have a unit of 5 Peg Knights. You can't really see. First time I've tried a unit that big, so I was curious how it would work out. Unit of 12 Knights of the Realm, 11 Knights of the Realm with my BSB. Both those units have full command. Trebuchet, Heroic Killing Blow General on Pegasus. My allies Bolt Thrower. Big unit of Spearmen. A unit of Sword Masters with my allies level 2. Great Eagle. I have another Treb behind the Sword Masters off the screen, and also off the screen is the unit of 5 Dragon Princes with my allies General and BSB at the top left. Oh, and I also have a level 4 outside the unit there next to my first Treb. So these are actually my Tomb Kings being played by another guy that was here over the holidays. So, but these guys, I'd painted them a dark black, well, more of a gray, shiny gray metallic color. So it was like they were entombed in molten metal and woke up with metal bones. So that was the look I was going with here. So about 3,500 points of painted Tomb Kings, which I've never played a game with. Yeah, they're not washed yet, of course. But, yeah, I like the Tomb Kings because they have so many unique units and unit types, which is a nice change sometimes from Bretonnia, which, you know, just has cavalry and infantry and basic stuff. So, interesting army. Like them a lot, even though I've yet to field them. But under the scenario rules, so basically our goal in this game was to kill that casket of souls on that hill in the back of this fortress. So these two wall sections here and the tower there are toughness 7, 5 wounds. The two sections to the left of them off the screen are toughness 10 and 8 wounds. So since they were so close to the center of the board, we wanted to discourage a cheap strategy of just punching through those walls so easily. So, yeah, really we want to get along to these 3 sections to punch through them. So additional rules, the Tomb Kings can march. They have toughness 5 with shop T. The bowmen in each tower, of which there are 8, get 2 shots each. And the level 4 on the casket can cast against anything on the board and has unlimited range, basically. So you can see everything and cast anything. And in return, we were able to take a level 4 of Heavens for my 1500 point list instead of a level 2. So I'm a bit above 1500 points, but yeah, still probably pretty well weighted in the Tomb King's favor. We wanted a challenge, but maybe we set up a death sentence for ourselves. Anyways, here's a picture of the Casket of Souls, our objective, in the back. And also I should mention that flyers, shooting, and magic cannot go over this wall, so it's like a magical boundary as well. So on the Tomb King's deployment, we have a unit of 4 chariots, 3 units of 5 horse archers, backed by 3 Necropolis Knights and a War Sphinx with the Fiery Breath upgrade. So more towards the center, 2 blocks of 25 skeleton warriors are guarding the weaker parts of the wall, and each of them has a tomb prince with a great weapon, as well as a tomb herald with a great weapon. 2 bone giants there inside the compound, and 8 skeleton archers in the far tower. On the left here, 8 more skeleton archers in the tower. Again, they have 2 shots instead of 1. Casket of Souls and Screaming Skull Catapult in the back. Catapult has the Skulls of the Foe upgrade. And 6 Toughness 5 Ushapti right behind the gate. Kind of hard to see there. So, here's my Vanguard move with my pegs on the right. Move up right in front of the forest. Yeah, I should mention that because I had 2 players on my side and we were against 1 opponent. My ally and my opponent got to work out a lot of the things during the game, which pretty much freed me up to take just a ton of pictures from lots of different angles of the table. So that was kind of fun. I just jumped back, for combat or whatever, but definitely a lot more pictures in this report than normal. So, Tomb King's turn 1. This is showing a failed charge of the chariots on my peg knights here on the right. That was the only charge. So he moves up his fast cav / horse archers up there. I think just to slow down my knights and either bait a charge or maybe set up a counter with his Necropolis Knights. So all he really has to do is hold us up because, we agreed to 6 turns, which we probably shouldn't have because, there's just a ton to get through, but anyways, that's what happened in the middle. See, more towards the center, moves up his skeletal block slightly. War Sphinx moves up, and another unit of horse archers moves up, presumably to redirect one of my allies' combat units. So also forgot to mention our opponent had 2 scorpions as well, and so this one came up and scattered here, and the second one came up and scattered right by my treb. So yeah, probably not going to be able to use our war machines too long to knock down those walls. So here's just a view from his side of the board after his first movement phase. So shooting, picks off a couple sword masters. His stone thrower gets a couple spears there, and his other archer unit takes 1 off the eagle. So good turn 1. Peg Knights fail a miserably easy charge against the chariots. I think they needed a 4 and rolled a 3, so yeah. More towards the center, charge a unit of Knights of the Realm into the horse archers just to clear them out of my way. General goes into the other unit, and I attempt to charge my BSB's unit through both horse archer units into the snakes. I think I needed a 9, so it was doable, but I failed to charge. With my prophetess there to attempt to thunderbolt the War Sphinx between those 2 pillars. My ally spears charge the scorpion, should take care of that quick. Grey Eagle charges the horse archers so they can't redirect the sword masters or the spears. Sword masters, I believe, failed to charge here against the skeletal warriors. And on the left, allies prince's unit forms up for a better way to support the sword masters if needed. So here's an overview shot of what's going on right now. And so magic and shooting. Magic, the only thing I got off was a thunderbolt, which put 2 wounds on the War Sphinx. But in shooting, I landed a direct hit on that wall section and rolled 6 for multiple wounds. So very fortunate for us to take a wall section out, turn 1 shooting. So the door is open, but there's 2 imposing bone giants standing in our way. So I believe my ally's bolt thrower took another wound off this war sphinx. After close combat, my general cleans house with the fast cav, as do my knights of the realm. So at least set up to take care of those snakes on my next turn. In the center, eagle combat. Eagle kills 1 just from combat res, and that's it. And the Elf spears take care of the scorpion. So Tomb King's turn 2, charges his chariots into my peg knights. I like to hold. Figure I still have a lot of strength for attacks. Maybe I can grind it out with them, but not too thrilled about those impact hits. Towards the mid-right, Necropolis Knights charge my Knight of the Realm unit. Don't like it, but I know I'll be steadfast for a while. Scorpion gets into my trebuchet. See towards the center, moves the Zushapti out of the fortress through the gate, and moves his War Sphinx up. During shooting, scattered rock thrower does a couple wounds on the spears, who thankfully passed their panic test, second time in a row from Skulls of the Foe. Let's see, the double shooting bowmen in the tower take out 1 Dragon Prince. And here's how the combat looks on the left. Yeah, Swordmasters clearly chopped through a hell of a lot of skeleton warriors. But they did take a fair amount of damage in return. However, yeah, we should be fine in that combat. Let's see, combat here with the snakes. Managed to take out 1, which I thought was very nice. Static combat res really helps against undead units. I think I lost 2 knights in return. Yeah, over here with the chariots, it's turned out to be a disaster. Lost combat, broke, and got run down by the chariots. It's another picture of the combat in the middle for some reason. And over here, Scorpion takes out the trebuchet, but doesn't overrun far enough to get into the bolt thrower. So on good turn 2, my ally's Prince's unit slams into the flank of the warriors, just to clean them out and move on to bigger and better targets. So here towards the center, my flying general gets the charge on the War Sphinx. So our opponent had positioned the Sphinx such that he thought my heroic Killing Blow general couldn't get the charge. But as you can see from this picture, I just had enough room to corner him and get in combat with him, which I was happy about. This is also showing my BSP's unit decided not to help the snake combat out. I really just need to march as far as I can and exploit that gap that opened up. So in our magic phase, my ally's level 2 gets a comet off. As you can see, it doesn't go off, so strength 6 now. Close combat, still grinding it out with these snakes. They took down 1 knight, and I put 2 more wounds on another.
Monster kill!
Yeah, my general sinks his blade into the heart of the beast and saves those spears a lot of grief. So here on the high elf side, the princes and swordmasters easily win combat before the skeletons even are able to strike back. And the eagle is still grinding it out with those 2 fast cav. So bad turn 3, Scorpion gets in with the bolt thrower. Here the toughness 5 with Shopti slam in with the dragon princes. Probably the best matchup he could have those guys for, with their high strength attacks. and a unit of skeleton warriors gets in with the spears. So first unit of warriors that were taking on the swordmasters had the extra attack buff to really help grind them down, and this skeletal unit has the same. And this time the Ushabti have the 5-up ward save. Put a lot of dispel dice into stopping killing blow on the Ushabti because really didn't want to lose my allies general or BSB. So other movements, the chariots swing around here for a future charge on my knights, unless they can win this combat and get out of the way on my turn. So during the magic phase, the comet didn't go off again. It's actually should be 2 markers on that, up to strength 7. Tomb King's shooting picks off 2 more swordmasters and puts a wound on my general. So close combat here. Knights couldn't quite finish off the last Necropolis Knight, so it's down to 1 wound, which I should get on my turn and be able to at least reform to face the chariots, but yeah, I was definitely hoping to win and then be able to march out of the way on my turn. So Scorpion beats the Bolt Thrower, gets an easy overrun into the Treb. Our shooting's done, but all we needed was that 1 rock to crush that wall, which happened, so we're good there. So after close combat, let's see, warriors kill a couple spears, and yeah, Ushabti rip up the princes themselves, so my ally's just down to his prince and BSB remaining in that unit, but they hold. Swordmaster is actually facing straight. I think we just bumped him or something. So good turn 3. The only charge was my ally's swordmasters against the Ushabti to assist his general. And this was my main movement. March my BSB, general and prophetess behind the main battle line to exploit this gap. All we got to do for a victory is take down that Casket of Souls. So my general is now at the point where he could possibly fly over the Bone Giant and then get into contact with the casket on my next turn. So this is just showing that the comet was at strength 7, and it went off in our magic phase and crushed another wall, which is great. So that was the beginning of our magic phase. Yeah, during our magic phase, this happened. Both of us get the comet off right next to these 2 bone giants. So, yeah, we have great potential here to one-shot them because, each comet will do 2d6 hits, at strength 5 to both bone giants. So we roll for the magic and
Holy shit! Double kill!
yeah, truly a holy shit moment for everyone at the table. Just rolled a ton of hits and just crushed these guys. So now the path is clear. I just have to get over there and take down the casket for the victory. So close combat over here. My Knights of the Realm finally take down the Necropolis Knights. Reform to face the chariots, which is at least better than getting flanked by them. See, this picture, I don't know, just showing a view of the battle, I guess. Yeah, continuing with close combat. Swordmasters get crushed, only his level 2 remains, and Ushabti still aren't able to wound his 1-up rerollable armor save, general or BSB. Skeletons get the better of the spears in this combat. Everyone sticks around. Let's see here, the Scorpion that overrun into Treb just crushes him. Gets 2 killing blows and 2 additional wounds, so reforms like this to try to assist with the Knights later on. So So bad turn 4. So now I'm starting to take all my pictures from my opponent's side. So that's where all the action is. So here he makes this clear charge against my Knights of the Realm. This picture is actually after close combat. He managed to hold on and maintain steadfast, which was great. See, this is showing Tomb King's magic. He got the killing blow ability on the Ushabti. During shooting, takes another wound off the eagle and fails to wound my general, who's at the bottom of the board. Close combat. Yeah, my allies general and BSB with their strength 7 and 6 just crushed through the Tomb King player's Ushabti. Just fantastic. But he has one remaining, and he manages to killing blow my allies level 2. So he got at least some revenge for 2 of the comets that got casted. And after combat resolution, the Ushabti explodes. In the middle grindfest, yeah, both parties just keep stabbing away at each other and not going anywhere. And here's an overview of the board after bad guys turn 4. So good guys turn 4. So now it's just a race to see who can claim the glory of taking down this Casket of Souls. So clearly my general and BSB's unit are in easy charge range, but my allies general and BSB have marched as far as they can, so they're in charge range as well. So also move my prophetess back here to deal with the scorpion and the chariots. And the heavens part, the thunder roars, and the mighty hammer of awesome descends to crush the scorpion, resulting in
Mega kill.
Yeah, I can say I love this spell. So close combat here, my allies eagle had flank charged the skeletons, and they were down to this one prince with one wound remaining, and he explodes from combat res. So here with the chariots, do one more wound to a chariot, he takes down another knight, combat is drawn, and nothing really happens. So bad guys turn 5, nothing significant happens, and shooting or magic. So this combat, just grinding it out, took down one chariot, put 2 wounds on another, and we all stick around. And here's a view of the board after bad guys turn 5. So on good guys turn 5, it couldn't be a more glorious charge than this. My BSB's unit, general, and my allies, general and BSB, all make it in to the Casket of Souls. So my magic bays, once again I drop another hammer. Right behind those chariots, hoping I don't roll too high to hit my knights, and sure enough I don't, and whittle down the chariots, and in that close combat, my Knights of the Realm finish them off. So definitely a glorious victory there, and man, I can't express enough how awesome that comet is. Definitely happy about having Heavens in my league list coming up. So here's a frontal view of the glorious charge, and of course we crush him to take victory in 5 turns, in fact, which was surprising. So clearly this is a fun game for us because, I mean, we got 5 comets off. Would have had a 6th, but he just spell scrolled the other one. I mean, we just rolled great for magic, and he rolled terribly. That's all there is to say about the comets. But yeah, coming into this game, I felt like we'd, you know, the Tomb King's player had the clear advantage being, you know, unbreakable units to hold us up and able to cast anywhere on the board. It's got that magic barrier so we can't fly or shoot or do anything over it. Toughness 5 Ushabti, and he could march. And for that we got a level 4, so I really thought we had given him the edge, but you know, really my level 4 clearly was effective in this game. So, getting the double comets and crushing the bone giants, obviously huge. And, none of that would even have happened unless my Treb got lucky and crushed the wall turn one. So, yeah, a lot of stuff went our way, but regardless, real fun game in my view. It's kind of fun to just kind of make stuff up and throw a game together like this. First time I'd ever tried a siege scenario, so um, yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, this is the last game I got to play with my Kyle friend, who I've known for a very long time. He lives in another state, so we can't play together consistently. But he should be back in a couple of years. By then, maybe he'll have his fully painted army, and we'll have some truly epic mega battles in which, hopefully, we'll take victory. Also, I'm kind of hoping he'll do High Elf video reports, because it seems like there's a real lack of that in High Elf community. There's some great battle reports on their forums, but no consistent video battle reports. So, I'd love to see that if he has the time. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and next up will be 2400 against Warriors of Chaos.